Hi all, this is part 4 of 7 series of video. In this video, we'll discuss how to migrate data from MySQL server from on-premises, a local system or any EC2 system instance to the RDS MS SQL server using the DMS tool, Data Migration Service. Agenda for discussion today. Here we will create one EC2 instance that is we will create an EC2 instance on EC2 because this instance we will going to install MySQL server. So we can do this thing on the on-premises or we can take it on EC2. So, but EC2 we are using with SQL server. It is a heavy server, so it will not have, we cannot run all those things with the free tier. So we need to take a heavy server here. So I have written here, this is chargeable things. And second, we will install some sample database. This is Adventure Works. I will take it from online and I will install on that server. After that, we will database will installation and configuration because we will taking the backup file from there. And backup file, we will go and restore the database. And after that, we will check the access of the SA user. And after doing that, we will check all those things from that EC2 instance. That is our things, and we will loaded the sample data over the EC2 instance, and that is the MySQL server. Now, from the second hand target system, we will go and create a target system, right? RDS MS SQL server, and we will go and create the empty database. And just we will use the DMS system, DMS tool we will use first. So we will create the replication instance, then we create the source endpoint, target endpoint, and we will create a migration task. Now, after migration, we will check connect to the RDS MySQL server, and then same we will connect with this server using in the same EC2 client, because EC2 client will work as a client also. And we will check the data also. After that, we will do some modification in the migration task, and we can check again this data transfer to the our MS SQL server. After doing this POC, we will delete all those sources. So you can see here in the diagram, it is showing we are taking the Virginia US East one region, and default VSC we are working on this POC. You can see this availability zone 1A. We are using one EC2 instance, that is heavy instance we are taking because we need to install MS SQL server. So you can create this instance at a local machine or on premises. You can do that is also optional, but I've used here in this demo, I will use the EC2 AWS server for that. And this server is work as a MS SQL server as well as MS SQL client machine, right? And after that, we will go the data migration services we'll use, and we will migrate the data from AWS RDS MySQL server. And same client machine, we will connect to this machine also, and we will connect to the RDS machine also, right? On the client, first checking the data. Once this our migration task is completed, then all the data from this EC2 instance will move to the RDS MySQL server. So let's start the POC. So first we can go and create the instance directly, or because it is chargeable, we will need to select some I've used in this instance, we will use T3 extra large. So this is the sample data where we will take the backup file. And this is the task we need to perform. So we will do that thing first, but before that, we will go first and create the MS SQL, because this database creation will take 15 minutes, right? So let's go and start first RDS MS SQL server, right? So what we will do, let's start the POC. First, I'm logging to the AWS console. It's already logged in, right? So I will go to the RDS first. So in RDS, we will go and create It is taking time. Meanwhile, I can open DMS service, IAM service is required, and EC2, whatever is required, we will take. You can see DMS service, we don't have anything. And where is our RDS? This is our RDS service, right? We don't have any database here. So first we will go and create a database. So you can see, we can create the standard create. We can check it here. And we have Microsoft SQL Server here. Yeah. So you can see it is showing dev test a free tier, right? I'm selecting the free tier here, right? So free tier will run a little bit slow, but we can do POC on it. We don't have any issue, right? So you can see here, I've already mentioned everything, right? And DB instance version template select free tier, right? Now identifier, I am right using this name for this, right? And DB instance identifier, we can use this one, RDS SQL Server DB, right? And master username, I'm using RDS SQL DB user, right? So I'm removing this admin user from here, and this is ours. And password, I am keeping our password. I'm not going to auto generate password, right? So this is the things, and we can see we need to giving the virtual private default, subnet default, private access, right? So we can see here everything is default, right? So we can take also you have a standard creation record, right? We can do in that way. I told you easy creation, we can do it. But if you want, we can select the standard create, right? Standard create, if we'll do it, we'll get more options. You can see we are getting the SQL Server Enterprise Edition. We are getting the license include server number, which version we want to connect. Because we are using in POC, will take server 2017, right? So we need to take 17 server here. 2017 sub 143356, right? Because we will take the backup on that 17 server, right? SQL Server 17 14.3356, right? Same thing. Template, we can use the free, right? User instance is DB, same instance, username we have added. Now you can see it is showing the DB2 micro because selected free tier. And storage, you can see, check it out, storage 20 GB, it is showing, right? Enabling storing auto scaling, it's okay, right? And you can see the select default VPC and public access, we need to do it, yes, otherwise it will not give the access. And subnet group is default, right? And VIP security group, VPC security, which was existing, right? The default one is, you can see I mentioned everything here. Subnet group default, public access, VPC security group, choose existing, right? Default availability zone, we need to select any availability zone. So I'm selecting here availability zone E for that, different one. And any other thing, don't need to check. We need to go and create the database, right? You can see. So I'm here, I have taken A. So okay, we can take A as per the document. We will go and take A, right? Any zone we can take and create the database, right? So it will take time for creating the data, at least 10 to 15 minutes will take. So meanwhile, we will do the other activity, right? So I have done this thing, and after that we'll modify this access, right? So we will do it. Now after that we will connect and we will do this activity. We need to do it later on. And we need to create the replication instance later on. So let's go and create our database, right? Where EC2 instance, where we will use the large. So what we will do, we will create the image. We will select the image which contain the Windows Server 16 with SQL Server Standard Edition, right? So because if you select this image, we will get a preloaded SQL Server 17 standard, right? So let's go to the EC2, and I'm going to create instance over there, launch instance. So I'm going to select the AMI. This is a server SQL Server standard AMI. It contains the data center Windows data center edition and contain the MySQL Server standard already pre-installed. So I'm selected that thing. You can see here for that you not able to select all those things because it's a heavy server. So we need at least a minimum 3 extra large 4 core and 16 CPU. So I will use this one, or you can use this one also. Anyone you can use it to 2 extra large. It will run fast, right? So, but we can work on this T3 extra large itself, right? So I'm going to next instant details. We can select any availability zone. I'm selecting B here, right? And what I've selected here, no, not mentioned, right? So I am giving the name of the server. Storage is selecting 65 GB. That is okay, go with that. And I'm just giving the name MS SQL Server. And port, you can see it is already there. So MS SQL port is already open right here. So I will go here. It is see both port is already open, right? So I will go and just select anywhere, right? And review and launch, and I am going to launch this instance, right? This is chargeable. Be care. This is a chargeable instance. You have to pay for that. So now we need to go to connect with this instance. So I am going to the Git pass and going to connect to this server, right? Sorry, it is a Windows server. We're not able to go in that way, right? So okay, let's go. Dashboard. Let me check it. Instance running. You can see this instance is running. So it will take a little bit time because it's not in Slash, and we need to connect to the MSTSC, right? So I'm going to connect it. RDP client, we need to install the RDP client, right? And saving it. And this is a get password method. We need to take the password. Password is not available. Please wait at least 4 minutes. So it is better. I'm pausing this video. I will come back after 2 or 3 minutes. We will check again here, right? Now you can see it is showing the status pass. So now let's go and connect it. So first I will try to take the get password. Now it is coming, right? Now I am going to select a PAM file. That is a PAM file, right? And I am trying to take the decrypt password. So we will get the password over here, right? Now I already loaded this file, so I am going to connect to RDP. So I am going to connect it more choice, right? This is my DNS, public DNS name. Password, we have this one, right? I'm logged. I'm copying this password here for future use, right? Now we need to connect it. Now it is ready. This is our server. You can say create in EC2 or your local system or any on-premises system. You can create it. So my system is ready. Now we will go and download the let's go to the PPT. This is the first one we have connected, right? Now, second step, we have to go and take the details, download the AdventureWork database. So I am going to copy this, and because we are doing it here, so we need to copy it from here. So I am just opening here. You can see here our details is showing over here. So just going to connect it here, right? You can see this is showing the database, sample database. So we will go and take 2017 back file, right? You can work on the 19. You can, if you want to take the 19 SQL Server, we are working on here 17, right? So just going to save this file. You can see this back file is saved here, right? So we have done this step. Now next you can see here we need to install this in configuration, right? So we need to launch the SSMS SQL Server Management Studio, right? So host name we need to check. So just go and first open that SSMS, or you can go here. This is a tool is installed already, right? So if you go there, you can see SQL Server Management is coming, right? So we will try to connect it here, right? But first thing, so we need the host name also. Let me see. It's running is still slow a little bit. You can see this is a host name U89. It is showing over here at the top of their host name, same host name, right? Because we will going to connect with host name, right? So it is starting. Meanwhile, you can see I'm telling you this database engine. First, we'll connect with host name with the Windows authentication. Connect it. After connect it, we will open the property of SQL Server. We will change the SQL Server mode to mixed mode, right? And after that, restart the service, right? Now we will enable the SA user and reset the password because you have logged in with here Windows authentication. So we need to log in with the SA user, right? Database user. So we will reset the password and we will change the and we will log in, enable this user also. Now again reset the server and log in with SA user. Next step, we are going to log in with SA user, right? And SQL Server authentication. So after doing this, we will go and restore the data backup. Okay, first we will complete this slide, then move to the next one, right? So I think it is open. You can see database engine, server name we need, right? So I've already taken the server name. I'm connecting with host name or local host, anything you can use. And I'm using Windows authentication. So I'm just going to connect it. It is connected, right? You can see it is connected over here. And right now we need to change the security setting, open property of SQL Server, right? Then security, let's go there. Property of SQL Server, and it is running a little bit slow. And security, we can show Windows authentication mode. Now we will do the both mode, SQL Server and Windows both mode, right? So first we will do this one. Now I'm doing OK. It is showing we need to restart. So I am just disconnecting here and connect it again, right? So it is changed. Let's check whether it's our changes has been done or not. You can see here security, it is showing mode, right? So we have done this. Now we will go in the security and check the users. So logins, you can see we are SA user that is disabled. It is a let process there, right? So we'll enable it. So go to the property for SA user, and you can see it is showing some password here. So we will go and change the password. I'm just removing this enforcing password policy, and server role, it's okay. User mapping, okay. Now status, you can see login is disabled. So we'll go and enable the login, right? We will check. We will, okay. And after that, again, we will need to restart the service. So we will again connect with this one. I will show you this. If you want to connect with window authentication or SA, we can connect with SA user also. So what we will do here, SQL Server authentication and login SA, and we have given password SA that time, right? So I'm trying to connect it. No, it is not connected. So let's check whether it is enabled or not. So I'm going with the Windows authentication and go to check it out. So go and check the security. What is the user enabled? It is user is enabled. What about the password? Let's check again. So I have given here SA. Right, I'm okay. It is done. Now try to connect it again. I'm disconnecting it again here and connect with SA user. We are getting some error. I think it is not enabled. Let's check PPT. What we need to do. We have done. This is open property, reset password, and login status enable. Restart the SQL services. Right. After that, we need to log in with SA user database engine. SQL as password is connected. It is showing it. It's the same procedure following, right? So let's do it again. Now what we'll do, we will restart the service from here. This is, you can see option restart. I'm going to restart from here. It is starting the services. Now it is restarted, right? Let me refresh. Why it is stopped? I'm starting it again. Right, it is both services are started, right? You can see both. Now what I will do, I will disconnect it. Now this time, can say let me first disconnect, right? Disconnect, now connect it again. Now this time I am selecting SQL Server Authentication, SA and SA password. I'm just connecting it. It is connected, right? So we've connected with SA user. Now what we need to do after that, we can see here we have connected with SA. After restore the AdventureWorks database backup, right? Database restore backup, right? So what we will do, we will go in database. You can see we have only system database and database snapshot not required. We have only 4 databases, that is system databases. So now we will go create a new database, a restore database, right? Restore, because we have already backup. So from device, we need to go and select it. We have add file backup file here. And our file is in the download folder, right? It is showing C drive. Let me copy actually. So I will, it is in download folder. I am copying from here and copying it directly to the C drive, right? So we will get it here and C drive. Let me refresh it. The C drive. We get it right. I'm selecting this backup file and it is showing this path, right? Okay. You can see here it is showing 2017 is selected. Now we need to go just okay. So it is restoring process, right? You can see restore successfully. So it is stored. You can see here not required this one. You can see we created one more database here, right? And you can see here is table. If you want to see, it is very multiple tables content, right? See, let me enlarge it, right? So you can see it is contain multiple tables, purchase, sales, production, person, right? Human resource and other things, multiple things are there, right? In this adventure work database, this is imported, right? Because we have restored it because this startup will migrate from this server to the RDS SQL server, right? That is, we are creating that scenario, right? So we have done this step also, you can see we have done. And also we need to count the person, how many rows we have. So this is the command for creating it. And we will just go and run the new query here. I'm going to execute it. You can see it is showing 19,972 columns in this person.person count table, right? So after migration, we will check how many rows is migrated. We will check later on, right? So this is our source system, right? So we have done this step also. I've showed you. So multiple query we can check over there. Now we need to give that SA has a DB owner access or adventure work database. Let's check this step. So what we need to do, adventure work database. Let me open this property, and you can see database security permissions. No. Let me check each and everything. Files, file group, options, query store. No, not in this way. So we are checking another way. Just check in the next slide. So you can see here, check the access of SA user on that needed created database. So what we need to be, we need to log in with SQL Server, right? Open SQL Server security and log in as a user, right? Go there. This is not the right one. Okay. So what we will do, this is the security. This is the login where SA user is there. So just go and select this property for the SA user, and we will check the user mapping type, right? You can see it is showing it doesn't have any access on this database. It is a public access. We don't have DB owner access, right? But other database he has access or DB owner, right? So let's go and select this box, but maybe it will give some error. Let me check. It is giving some error, right? So that is okay. So we will go in different way and doing this error, and later on we will go and come and check here, right? So how can we give the access? We will use some command. You can see here, it is giving the error because every time I'm getting this error when I'm doing in that way, right? So what we will do, we will give the run this query, right? Use database. We will go and select this one and execute this query, right? Okay. So okay, let's go. We have a database, right? I am going to new query, right? And this query will go and copy execute this query, right? So let's go. Just I have written and executing this one. It is showing something issue here. Let me check query is correct or not. That is okay. Let me check again, execute it again. We can need to run this query, it seems, right? I'm just copying this one, also this one. I have just modified this thing. We will use a new query, execute the query, and we need to execute query this one, because we need to specify the use which database we want to use here. That command is correct, but before it, we need to identify which database we need to use, right? So use this database and executing this query, right? So now I try to execute it. Still getting some error. Let me check it again. You can see here it is showing some incorrect syntax near true, right? So you can see here it is showing different comma, right? So I am just correcting it. Now need to execute it again. Let's execute. You can see it executed successfully, right? So now we will go and check again the SA login, what happened here. So when we will go there and check the user mapping, you can see this here, it got the DB owner access, right? That is required for this executing the query, right? So we have done this thing, given the access. Now we need to do, actually this one is issue, right? Need to copy this one. It is this issue from that PPT, right? So I have written this step here already. So this is written over here, right? So next step, we need to create this database. RDS MS SQL, you already created the database. Let's check whether it is created or not. What happened with that? So our RDS database, you can see it is still creating. Let me refresh it, so we can know that what is happening here. In credential details, we can see here it is user and password. We have that, and I'm just refreshing from the top because it is taking time, because we have used running on the very low instance, 82 micro. So it is taking time, but still you can see it is available, right? It is created meanwhile. So I'm selecting this one, and you can see we got the endpoint, right? The endpoint we got it, and this is default security. We need to give the access for that, right? So I'm opening this endpoint, and in one rule, I'm opening one more traffic. You can see in this document I've mentioned we need to MS SQL, right? So MS SQL Server, just check it out. This is MS SQL default 1433, and we can see that for this EC2 instance is there, right? Actually, we have not given the correct name for this instance in security group. You can see security group large wizard 1. So we need to give the access to this one. So go here, launch wizard 1, right? You can see this is SQL MS SQL server. So I'm giving access this server to the 1443 server to the SQL server, right? Don't bother about this alt traffic because it will not using any system, right? It is just using this terminology. So I'm saving this rule. This rule is, we have saved successfully this rule, right? I'm going back to our RDS system, right? RDS, right? Now you can see we have done this step, right? I will written here. Now next step is we need to go and create empty database, right? So now we have connected with the earlier EC2 system. Now we need to connect with RDS system, right? So for connecting this RDS system, we need the endpoint, right? Instead of server name. And for SQL Server, we have SQL Server details for that, right? So just go and connect and same, this is a MS SQL Server. So I'm opening one more instance for that management tool, right? because in second this management studio here we will connect with the other instance. This is that is you can see this server name, it is showing default this one, but we are not able to connect the current EC2 one. We need to connect the RDS one, right? So we will go and take the endpoint details for the RDS, right? So let's go over there. This is the endpoint for the RDS, right? So we will connecting with this server endpoint and SQL authentication, right? We don't have that SS server. We have created some different server, right? So which server we have created, we can see have given at the creation or time of creation this user, right? So I'm going over there and password I'm providing here. And I'm doing remember password, right? So I'm trying to connect it. You can see it is connected to the RDS system. You can connect it in from local system also. If you have this tool connection tool from there, local system or any other system and premises, we can connect it, right? So this is database. You can see here, default one and RDS admin is the default one. We don't have any snapshot here, right? So we don't have any other things. So we need to go and create database over here, right? Empty database. You can see create empty database named DMS demo DB, right? In RDS MS SQL Server. So go and just create it. You can see this is databases. I'm just going to create the new database name I've given here, right? And nothing, we don't need to do anything other because just new database name and okay. So I don't need to do anything right here. So I am just doing it. Connection is done, right? Now we need to check whether this user has a DB owner access on the new DB, which we checked earlier, right? So just go there and security, right? Security login. We will go to the security, server role logins. We need to go, and you can see RDS server DB user this there, right? And go to the property, and here you can see user mapping. You can see we created this user, right? DMS demo DB. It is access DB owner access, right? So we are good up to here. But it seems I've written something long. Security login, no login as username is incorrect here. So I'm correcting it. This is the user logins, right? And open as a property and not as a user property. And user mapping, select this DB owner access. Okay. It is select, just check it is there, right? Now connection details. I mentioned the connection detail for the RDS server, how to connect with RDS server, and how to connect with this EC2 instance SQL server, right? Both this is credential details I mentioned additionally, but still we have connected with both the instance, right? It is connected over there. We have done this step, right? Now we have created everything from source and target system. You can see our this database is empty, right? We don't have anything in this DMS demo DB because this is empty database, and we can see we don't have any tables itself here, right? Nothing is there. So it is a don't have here. Now we will migrate data from SQL Server to this DMS demo DB, right? And you can see that is already open both things here. You can see this is the adventure work database, right? We will migrate this database to, we can migrate the part of the data. Suppose we can migrate only person, later we can migrate only production tables. This is depend on that, right? Our filter criteria. So I will show you that thing, right? So that thing is ready. Now we need to go and create the our DMS replication instance in DMS tool, right? So sorry. So let's go over there. This is our service. We don't have any. First, we will go and create the replication instance. So I'm going to there, create. I'm giving this name, right? On instance type, again, we need to select it, and I will select T2 micro, right? T2 micro, and this is a version. And you can see it is showing allocation 20 GB. I will select, right? And VPC select default, right? Public accessible. Now we need to advanced security. You can go and select the zone any if required. I'm selecting 1F, anything you can select, and VPC group default, right? And now go and create it. See, I have mentioned everything over here, right? So we are going to create it. It will be created the replication instance, and after that we will go and create it endpoints, right? Now you can see it is started, replication instance is started creating. Now it will take a little bit time. I'm pausing this video and I will come back once it's done, right? Now you can see here replication instance is ready and available. Now we will go and create the endpoints. First, we will create our source endpoint. So go to this document, right? We have created this. Now go to create source endpoint, and we will select MySQL EC2 source, because our source is this one, right? So identifier, I'm using this one, and source engine, Microsoft SQL Server, right? So we will provide the details over here, right? So you can see here. You can see this is the details. Server name, we need to provide EC2 instance name, DNS name, right? So EC2 instance name, just go and check over there. We have logged in to the EC2 instance. You can see in details, this is the DNS name, right? Public DNS, I'm copying it. And I'm providing server's name here, and port 1433 it is running. And user, we are using SA, right? And SA, same password we are using, right? In database name, we need to provide, right? So SA Adventure Work 2017 we are using, right? That one. So we are just giving that details, and after that we go and test endpoint default VPC and replication instance we created this. Now we'll go and run the test. When we'll run, it will take the testing some time. So we have done this thing, and after that we need to create the target endpoint. And target endpoint, we need to select this RDS endpoint of RDS server, right? We need to select those things. And database name we've created. Let's go. Let's complete this step. Then we will do it, right? You can see it is still running the testing. Testing will take a little bit time. After testing, we will create this endpoint, and after that we'll create this. You can see it is successful, right? So we are going to create endpoint. Now this one endpoint is created, that is source endpoint. You can see here, type its source. Now create one more endpoint for the target. And here the target is our using our RDS DB instance. So we can select this checkbox. This is facilitated provided by AWS for RDS one. This RDS server name which you created, right? And now it is selected over there. Target engine is Microsoft SQL Server is selected, right? Now we can go and provide access information. You can see here, this is the endpoint for the RDS server 1433. This is username we created, right? And password, whatever you have created, I'm putting here, right? And database name, it is not properly created. DMS user, some DMS demo DB, right? We've created that user and database. So I'm putting the database name here. So just go and test the connection, right? Again, same C, and this is our replication instance. Now run test. So it is testing here. I will show you our database name. You can see DMS demo DB we created, right? So I've given same database name here. So it is going on testing. After that, we have created the endpoints replication instance. Now we will go and create the TMS database migration task, right? So what we need to do, I will show you here. You can see task identifier we need to give. And after that, we need to select replication instance, source database, target, and migration. And here we can see in table mapping, we need to provide some schema name, table name, and database name, right? So we will go and provide that things over here, right? So let's see whether it is tested successfully or not. You can see it is created successfully task. Now I am just creating this endpoint. You can both endpoints is created, both for the SQL server, but one is from the RDS and other from the other server, which can be any on-premises or EC2 server on EC2 instance, right? Same thing. So we have done. Now we need to create the migration task, create task, right? I'm giving the identifier name. Now replication instance, we know that we have this created this replication instance. Source and source, this is source endpoint we've created, target we have created, we're getting here, right? Now this is we have selected the task setting, right? And after that we need to go table mapping. We need to create add new selection rule here. This selection rule, we can select schema. Now which schema name you want to correct, you can see here in this table multiple schema name, and the schema name person is there, right? Human resources there, right? If we'll do the star percentage, then we'll take everything. But we want to show you how we can take the different person table. We can take any other thing, whatever you can take, right? So I will show you. No, I'm not saving it, right? This one. You can see we have checked person, right? So we will take only this and we will check the rows whether it is happening or not, right? So let's go there and take the schema name. I have written only person, right? This is a person. I'm copying it. Schema name person and table name is person, right? This is only one filter I've created. And after that, we need to create task, right? So you can see it is creating this task, and it will take some time for creating task. And after that, we can check the progress bar. So let's wait for a few seconds and refresh it. I'm refreshing it. Still creating. So let me show you PPT in between. Now we need to go and check the exported data. EC2 instance, we will go and select this new DB and new query, and we will just count. We will just run this query count, right? So let's go and run this query at least first. So we need to go over there. This is our database, right? I'm just refreshing it here. Whether we'll get tables or not. We're not getting anything. Maybe we'll not get those details. But I'm doing this query ready. And this is select query I am doing. Let's run it right now. You can see it is nothing invalid object because it is still not there, right? So let's wait for a few minutes and run this query. After that, we will go and run this query, right? So you can see it is just progress is showing. You can see this is created, but it's starting in progress. Let me open it. You can see progress is showing 0%. So in between it will take a little bit time, and it will we will go to table statistics. Also, you can see it is happening. Not enabled. It is not done right. I think so. It is in progress because not able to see anything over here, right? So it is in. It is taking those things, but it is still in progress, right? Let me refresh once again here. No, yeah, it is running. You can see. Yeah, you can see here. It is completed. Now progress is 100%, right? You can see the table statistics. It will show the completed. You can see it is showing full row. It's 19,972, right? So let's go and check it here where earlier we got this error, right? Now go and execute this query. You can see we got this one, right? Let me refresh this. Sorry, refresh this table. In RDS, you can see in table section we got one schema and table, right? So we got it. Now we can export everything, or but currently we exported only one schema and table, right? So other way, how can we change it? So next slide, I will show you that thing also. In this slide, you can see how can we modify the table mapping. So for that, we need to go to migration task and change action and modify it. And what we will do, we will add one more mapping new section rule over there. Let's go and create it. So you can see our task is there. So I'm just selecting my task and I'm going to modify it, right? So modifying it, you can see here. You can see here, you can enable this checkbox, start task or modify directly, or you can manually, we can go and run it, right? Both things, both options are there. So in this rule, you can see we have created only one rule here. So I will add one more rule, right? So you can see this is a older rule, person one, that is okay. Now next rule, we will go and create here this rule, right? We will take the production one, production schema, but I want in production all tables, right? So including everything. So just to save it, and I'm going to execute it to save this query, right? So modification in progress. Let's check what is happening here. So what will happen after that? It will modify. Then you can see we need to modify task, select task, action, restart, and resume, right? Because you have not selected those things, so we need to do it manually here. Restart, and it is not highlighted. So after modification is done, we need to do it, right? After that, we need to go and select that production database, right? Like that, how much is there, right? This is the, I'm copying it. So I'm going and copying, running here, right? Currently, if I will execute, it will not get this DB instance, right? Because this production is still not created, right? And same way, I will go and select this one also. I'm just giving it after migration, it will work, right? So just executing it, you can see not found, right? But in the other way, other place is, suppose if I will run in the source table, we will get it, right? So I will show you that one also. Source table is this one, right? So if I will go over there, I will execute it. You can see it is getting the 504 row, right? So let's check what happened first here. It is load completed. We need to go and restart, right? Because you can see it is resume start from the last stop point and it is execute the full load operations. So I'm trying to resume it, right? So let me, it is starting, right? So it after it will finish, then data will migrate it from MS SQL server to the MS SQL RDS server, right? So it will take a little bit time. You can see it is progress is going on because we have selected all database, all tables for particular schema production on, right? So it is taking time. So let me refresh it here. It is showing 23% still. So it will take time because we are we are creating the rule for a particular schema for taking all tables, right? So it depend on progress. It depend on how many tables we have selected, how much is the data. It will data is used. It will take little more time, and also we need to create more CPU because RDS I am using 32 micro server is running a little bit slow. Due to this reason, it taking time. You can see it is suddenly happens 100%, and you can see this tab listed as you can see production. How many tables it completed? You can see here multiple all table. It is taking under production. First, we have done only person in person, schema person and table person. Later, I have given this star, so it is taking all tables in production, right? So you can see multiple table is migrated, right? And how many rows you can see here, just showing counting here. This contain 89,000. It is contain 1,13,000, right? Which table contain 1,00,000 transaction history, right? So let's go and check this transaction history over there, right? So this is as per client. You can see earlier we got error here. Let me execute it again. You are getting 504, right? And I'm just production dot this table, right? It is 1 lakh something, right? We have seen. Let me check here. You can see 1,38,13,000, right? Over there. Just copy it, showing count over there. You can run this one also. So basically it's copied everything from here, right? So you can see here everything is showing here. Now we have cross-check everything. Now we have done our POC because you have successfully migrated data from RDS server, SQL server to the RDS SQL server, right? Now let's refresh the tables. How many tables we have created so far? Let me refresh it here, right? In table level. You can see person for one time in production table, multiple tables we have production, right? See, lots of table we have got it on RDS server. Okay. Now we have done our POC. So we need to delete the resources as we are using the EC2 instance on the chargeable basis. So first we will go and delete the EC2 instance, right? So let me go and delete the instance first. So this is our EC2 instance. I am just selecting and terminating the instance because we have done our PC, right? Yeah, POC. So this is termination process. This is started. Now let me remove the success message. I'm refreshing it. You can see it is shutting down, right? So next step, we need to go to remove the security group, right? Security group, first we need to remove the things from security because you added, you're giving the reference of MySQL server to default one. So go to the env rule and we will edit it and we will edit and we will go and delete it, right? MS SQL, right? This one. I'm saving this rule. Now default one is done. Now I will go and delete this security group which we have created, right? So go and select this security group. This is deleted, right? Now we will go and delete the database, right? So database, RDS database, this thing we're going to go and delete it. So it is asking for this one. No, we don't want to delete this snapshot. Because it is only for the testing purpose. So I'm going to delete it, right? It is going to delete this database. Now after that, we need to go and delete this migration task. So I'm doing the action and going to delete this migration task. Because this migration task we will delete, then after that we will delete the endpoint, then we will delete the replication as we created the same process, reverse process will follow. So it is still in deletion is progress, so it will take a little bit time. Let's wait, and after that we will delete the endpoints. You can see this is deleted. Now we need to go and check the endpoints. We have two endpoints, so I'm selecting source one, going to delete it. It will take a little bit time. You can see this is the source deleted successfully. Now I will select this target and I will go to delete it. Now it will take a little bit time again for deleting it and pausing this video again. Now you can see here endpoints are deleted. Now we need to go to replication instance and delete it. Just delete this replication instance and delete it. It is going to delete it. Let me check for other things. What happened here? This is deleted. RDS instance is deleted successfully. Let's check the subnet group here. It is created. Now we need to go to delete this one also. Now you can see snapshot. We don't have anything. Now dashboard. Just go and refresh it. I'm just removing success message so you can check it out. We don't have anything, right? You can see everything is deleted, right? So we have done from the RDS side. We have done from the EC2 side. Only we need to delete this instance, right? I will show you in that here also steps I've given here. Endpoint replication in central server. Then at last we need to go to IAM user, right? Not IAM user, but it will be IAM roles, right? That is we need to do it, right? So let's wait for a few minutes. It will take 2 to 3 minutes for deleting it. So let's wait. Now you can see replication instance is deleted. Now check all those things on dashboard. It is looking good, right? We've deleted everything. Now last we need to delete the roles, right? So let's go and check how many roles it's created. This is RDS role is created, right? We delete, and one role DMS VPC roles. 2 roles has been created. So we need to go and delete these roles, right? Now roles are deleted, and this is not required. TMS VPC roles and RDS monitoring roles. We're not got this role, right? So let me refresh once more. Yeah, you can see everything is deleted, right? Now we have done for this site. Now this demo we have done this. So now next video we will check. I will tell you about the bucket policy. How can you implement bucket policy on S3, right? If you like this video, please like this video and subscribe my channel. So thanks for joining. We will meet in the next video.